And with that, a guy that played with LeBron James, Dahntay Jones, NBA champ in 2016. So I'm sitting there watching last night, Dahntay, and I'm like, what in God's name? It kind of just shows you, no matter how great you are in these playoffs, man, the refs let a lot go. And, I mean, to me, Houston was like, listen, we're going to kind of mug them. We're going to make this thing ugly, and the refs didn't call a ton.
That's what I was most impressed with about Houston, because they took that big third quarter from Golden State, and they're a big third quarter team. They took those punches. They stayed composed. They came out, saw a 10-point deficit, and they were like, you know what, we're going to work through it, and we're just going to capitalize off their mistakes. And they took it and persevered, and they won a gutsy game where they just were more physical than Golden State when it came to it.
Okay, so you've been in a series with Golden State. I've always said one of the reasons I like Draymond Green is on a team with a bunch of guys that feel like the Burbs and skinny jeans, he's the tough dude.
Right.
And I felt like last night, P.J. Tucker was a tough dude, and Clint Capella was a tough dude. And there was a lot of guys for Houston pushing them around. This Golden State team that you've played against, do you feel sometimes like you can push them around a little? They're more skilled than strong?
That's not their identity. Their identity is in their skill and their dominance in shooting the ball. When you're tougher, when you dictate the tempo on defense and how you're going to be more physical than they are, that's where you have a chance at beating them. And that's where Houston is being successful at. The games that they win, they've started the game, they're more physical, they're going to deny, they're going to push their pressure out, and it works for them when they can complete that for 48 minutes.
Do you think they can do it again?
That's the goal. You got to put 4 games of that out there. And I think they'll have a chance with their home crowd behind them to do it again. I think they found the recipe on how they're going to be successful. And it all lies on the defensive end. I think in both series, the most physical team is going to win both series.
So despite all these shooters, you think the tough team wins the series, the tougher, more physical team?
Yes, because in this round of the playoffs, that's what the whistle is being kind of swallowed in some respect.
No question.
In the last minute, you saw we get on people for not driving to the basket when it comes down to the last shot because you're not going to get a call. It's rare that a referee makes a call for a foul on the last shot of the game.
No, they don't want to be the story.
Right. They don't want to dictate how the game ends. So you see a lot of guys settling for jump shots because you know if you go into the paint, you're going to get mugged. And Houston was like, okay, this is how we're going to play it, and we're going to live and die by this, and it worked.
I thought that was as good a game as Chris Paul, Mike D'Antoni, and the Rockets have played in years. I thought from
a Mike D'Antoni team, you're absolutely correct because they're not known for defense and for physicality.
No,
and somewhere along the line, he's learned and figured it out that that's how he has to be better, and you got to give him kudos for that because he's found a defensive identity to go along with his offensive sets and offensive threats that has made him famous.
Were you shocked that Kevin Durant kind of wilted in the last 740? I mean, he had a couple bad shots. I mean, when you're watching that, what is your takeaway?
My takeaway was he had to be in a position to do something that he doesn't do, and that's be a playmaker. See, when you spread the floor and give him the ability to score and give him space, he's deadly. Like, he's probably the best doing it right now. But in that situation, he had to compute and make the right play. And the right play was for him to just rise and score over his guy.
Yeah,
but he tried to do something that he's not great at necessarily. He's great at scoring the ball, but making plays, if you average 2 assists a game, that's not what you do. You get them because you have the greatest shooters in basketball right now. You get those kind of on mistake.
Let me ask you this. You've been in these late game situations. Steve Kerr's getting heat today for not calling a timeout. But I'm going to tell you, my belief on this is, Dahntay, not only is Golden State a veteran team, it's a bunch of smart dudes. Okay, if I have you on the floor, you're a Dookie, and I got LeBron on the floor, and I got Kevin Love on the floor, my takeaway is I got a veteran team, I got a high-functioning team above the shoulders. I'm not calling a timeout. I don't want their defense to set.
Absolutely correct. You don't want them to set in any capacity so that because there's so much technology right now, they know what your sets are. They know what you're probably going to go to. So if you give them a chance to set, it's really not going to necessarily where it's going to come down to just making a miraculous shot or something.
Watch this play at the end. Now, we'll show it again. Watch Kevin Durant. Look at that. Now watch how open right here Kevin Durant is. If you ran a timeout, you would never get Durant that open again. That was Klay Thompson just not seeing Durant. If you did a timeout, Houston's doubling Durant.
It was 2 shooters forced to make plays and they're shot makers. And Kevin was open, but
wide open.
But you put Clay in a position where it was going to be a bad shot for him. He tried to get a shot off. The clock's running down, and then
it's frantic.
It just is what it is.
So that's why I wouldn't have called a timeout. So here we go. Cavs Celtics tonight. So you've been with LeBron. You know his mindset. Here we go. It's 2-2. It's at Boston. Vegas is like flip of the coin. What is going through right now? LeBron's probably done a shoot around in the morning. Let's see. So it's 2 o'clock. He's already done his shoot around. He's gone back. He's had a little lunch, had a little rest. What's going through LeBron's mind on the bust of the game tonight?
I have to take that defensive challenge that I have been in our wins. And the wins have lied not with LeBron scoring. It's been his effort on the defensive end in rotating and being there for his teammates and doing all the little things which permeate through their roster, and guys are held accountable after that. Because if he's doing it, then you have to do it. And when they see him doing it, they make sure they're right along with them. I think sometimes there's a little slippage when he's not there. So he's taken on that challenge to be there on that defensive side of the basketball. When that happens, they really can't be beat.
Yeah, Kyle Korver had a great defensive game the other night. He did.
But you see everybody rotating there for themselves. Like, that's the team that was there for the Raptors series where they dominated the Raptors. The closeouts were amazing. The weak side rotations where everybody was in sync. There was no open layups and people looking at each other and pointing. That wasn't there. They were in sync defensively, and they've shown that when that happens, like they're a monster.
Let me tell you, Brad Stevens has gotten a lot of love, and he's had a great year. I think he and Quinn Snyder had a really good years. That's not to say Dwayne Casey isn't a good coach or Ty Lue.
But that shows you what they are.
Okay, so is Ty Lue underrated?
Ty Lue is underrated because Ty Lue right now, he's not getting the credit that he deserves because he's out coaching Brad Stevens.
You think so?
It's right there in front of you because some coaches are great regular season coaches.
For a long time, that was D'Antoni.
Right. D'Antoni for a long time. Brad Stevens right now, he's elite as a regular season coach. Quinn Snyder. But some coaches are better for the postseason.
Why?
And that's what Ty Lue is.
Why?
Because he has to prepare for the postseason. He knows that's his time to shine. He's great with adjustments. He's great with figuring out other teams and dissecting them for a 7-game series. Some coaches, like players, have things that they do better. And this is his time. This is his time when he's at best. He's one of the best right now at adjusting and finding a way to beat a team in a series rather than just trying to win a game. Because games are won and lost in the regular seasons on a day's notice. But it takes real studying, real observation of strengths and weaknesses, how you can present your team in the best capacity and what strategies can help you win. Those are done in the playoffs. And that's where he exceeds, and that's where he is out coaching.
How coachable is LeBron in games like tonight?
That's what makes him great. His ability to take his weaknesses and what he doesn't do well, digest them, and come back and be better. And not and I say digest because you can take it, say, you know what? Okay, I wasn't doing that right. He's not as arrogant as one may think he is to be like, you know what, I'm doing everything out here and how could you even say something to me? No, he digests everything every bit of information that you give him. And his strengths and weaknesses, and he puts that together to put a performance out there to be better. He's always trying to be better, and that's where he's going to just keep rising on these charts because he's always trying to be the best version of himself.
So you think they win tonight?
I think they do. I think they found out how they can be successful, and it's on the defensive end. And once they take care of that, then you get the performances from JR because JR is doing a great job right now with his individual matchup and then just being attentive all game defensively. Kevin Love is there defensively. Kyle Korver is doing his job. And then the energy from Tristan is underrated because Tristan has resurfaced a better version of himself. He's in shape. He's locking Al Horford up. On the switches, the guards can't score on him. Like, they're defensively putting together a masterpiece from a team that wasn't that great defensively during the season. Right now, they're excelling.
It felt like Cleveland couldn't figure out Al Horford the first 2 games. That's what it felt like to me. And then Ty Lue said, okay, we're going to move Tristan Thompson in here.
I got something for Al Horford, yeah.
And it's totally I felt the first 2 games, I'm like, Al Horford's doing whatever he wants. So Al Horford's dominant.
It's a chess game. Postseason is chess games. Pushing pieces. I'm going to give you my first game. I'm not going to give you everything I have. Second game, I'm making an adjustment, and then I'm going to find out how I'm going to win. And that's what Brad's not doing. Brad's running his same sets that he was in the regular season right now. Jason Tatum, who's a stud on the offensive end, he can't get an open look.
He can't.
Because you're still running the same plays, and I have things that I could have used on you during the regular season that I'm choosing to use right now, and I'm making it tough for him. And Brad is just like, okay, just run it harder. Run the set harder. No, Brad, you have to take your offensive set and get him an open shot. He has one play that they run. One for him. If you watch the game, he gets one opportunity, a pin down at the free throw line, and they tell him to go to work. Okay, if we know that one play, we can stop that one play. And his ability sometimes helps him get over it and score, but he's not going to score on a consistent basis because you have some great defenders. You have a great coach over there that's throwing different schemes at him. And he's young, so he's not able to compute all this stuff right now. In a year's time, he'll be better. But right now, Brad is not helping him, not putting him in situations where he can score enough.
Good seeing you, Dahntay.
Always a pleasure.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.